Biting Commentaries presented by Hawaiian Airlines and Honolulu Magazine.
We're up here at 2,600 feet above the Kona coast in the drizzle, but we're here because this is where the real stuff grows. This is Kona Coffee. Among the 150,000 coffee trees in Waiano Meadows Farm, and we got a whole bag full of it, what's called coffee cherries. Coffee is one of the few crops where you throw away the fruit and you keep the pit, essentially. The coffee cherry, people are trying to find uses for it because it's a really nice sweet fruit, but essentially it's dried off, gotten rid of, because the real stuff is deep inside here. I have picked my first coffee right here.
There you go.
Oh, it's really good. What have I got here? Oh, here's the bean.
This is the bean. This is what we actually pick it for.
Okay.
Right? The fruit is just a layer that we have to go through in order to get to the actual coffee itself.
And it's covered with, what's this stuff called?
That is called, they call it mucilage. It's basically just a sticky layer of the actual flesh of the fruit where a lot of the sugar is at.
Okay. What I'm noticing is that everybody is picking this coffee by hand. Mm-hmm. Do you have to do it that way?
Pretty much, yeah. I mean, in Kona, that's the only way you can get the coffee. And it also helps ensure the quality of the ripeness of the cherry. Elevation is one of the key factors for acidity specifically.
Okay.
Which, when we say acidity, when we're talking about coffee, we're actually talking about just vibrant flavors, not necessarily a sharp like acid that you're tasting.
What are the flavor profiles that distinguish Kona from, say, other mountain-grown coffees?
I think that it's very sweet, rich. It's just got a very, very clean and just refreshing, vibrant taste to it. I mean, it's just a really nice cup of coffee. It's hard to explain it.
It's like wine. It's got that suppleness of a great red wine.
Yeah,
maybe not an old red wine either, a new red wine.
Yeah.
You know? What we're getting here is 100% Kona coffee. One of the things I think Kona coffee has suffered from by its reputation, on the mainland you can call something a Kona coffee blend if you got one bean.
Yeah, I mean, there's no regulation for it on the mainland or around the world. So somebody might buy a little bit of Kona coffee, mix it in with a whole bunch of other stuff, and then say it's Kona coffee.
Right, so I think that's hurt Kona's reputation nationwide.
Yeah, definitely. I mean, you're not getting an accurate representation of what the product really is.
Let's go get a basket and pick some of them.
Yeah, sounds like a good idea. We don't want those. We want nice, even colored ripeness all the way through to the tip there, right? Okay. So if we grab one of these guys, it looks pretty bright on the outside, on the back, right? But if you look at the end, it's kind of green,
that's
right?
A drag. What
so
about this one here?
It's tough to get.
Oh, no, that's
it's a little
tough.
underripe, right?
See, no.
Yeah. In order to get your high quality coffee, that evenness of the redness of the cherry itself is very important to get the flavor that you want out of that coffee. This basket will hold about 25 pounds of coffee cherry or so, which is only about 3 pounds of roasted coffee. And to fill this basket up is going to take me at least an hour. That's the standard coffee bean is going to be a double. This guy looks like he's going to be a pea berry. Yeah, there's only one bean, and it's just a less common product. It's only about typically 5% or so of an actual coffee harvest. You'll actually see it didn't have another coffee seed to grow against it, so it doesn't have that flat side. It has more of a rounded shape to it. And instead of growing next to each other flat, it actually just kind of grows as it will with the coffee cherry.
You're making me thirsty for a cup of coffee.
This segment of Biting Commentary was brought to you by Feed the Hunger Foundation, microfinancing toward innovative and sustainable solutions.
We see a world where we who have kokua those who have less. Imagine food that's healthy, food that does no harm to the environment. Imagine food that's affordable and accessible, food that harnesses local entrepreneurship. Imagine food that brings together families and communities in ways that will nourish the aina, Feed the Hunger Foundation, microfinancing toward innovative and sustainable solutions.
Visit HonoluluMagazine.com today to enter to win a trip for two to any Hawaiian Airlines international destination.
Zippity-doo-dah, zippity-ay. We're down at the south end of the Big Island, and I thought as long as we were down here, we'd go down to Honolulu Bake Shop. Now, I've had their sweetbread, but I've never actually been down here. I hardly ever get down to this end of the Big Island. I've heard a rumor of Kona Coffee Tiramisu here, and I know that they have Ka'u coffee. We've had Kona coffee, but Ka'u is really coming up as a coffee growing region on the Big Island as well. So, welcome to Nahalehu. We're on our way to Honolulu Bake Shop. Oh, here it is. Here it is. All right. We're here at Honolulu Bake Shop with Connie Koi, who works here. And it turns out they don't have a Kona Coffee tiramisu. No, 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 no. They have a Ka'u coffee tiramisu because we're not in Kona anymore, we're in Ka'u. What do I do first here?
Okay, the first thing you should do is you need to grease your pan so it doesn't stick to the bottom.
Now, I'm guessing I got a knife, I got a loaf of bread. I'm slicing it?
Yes, you are.
Yeah, about an inch like that?
Yes, a
All
nice
right.
thick slice. Yes.
How many do I want of these?
You want about 4 slices. Now you're gonna turn it over and you're gonna cut it to
This
4,
way?
yeah, in thirds.
See, I'm getting good at this already, and this is my first one. And I'm guessing we're gonna put these in the pan.
Yes, you're gonna line the bottom of the pan in a single layer.
So if I have leftovers, I'm okay?
Yeah, just as long as you cover the bottom of the pan.
Do we put coffee in?
We put nothing but the best, Ka'u coffee.
Okay.
Okay, and you're
And
gonna
this
normally
it?
use a very dark brew. You're gonna try to double your strength as far as the brewed coffee.
Yes.
Here we have a 1/2 cup of Ka'u coffee. You're gonna add a 1/2 teaspoon of pure vanilla and 1 tablespoon of powdered sugar.
Oh, why confectioner sugar and not just sugar?
It has a little bit of cornstarch in there, so it kind of adds as a binding agent. Whisk it up.
I have to whisk it now. All right, here we go, whisking. Oh, the sugar dissolves nicely though.
Yes, it does.
All right.
What you're gonna do is you're gonna pour it over the sliced bread.
Okay.
And be sure to get all of the slices.
Trying to make sure I get all of them here. You know, this is nerve-wracking work, really, Connie. I don't know how you stand it every day. Aha! Okay.
So you're gonna let it sit for a little bit.
It's gonna
let it
soak
get
up all that
saturated.
coffee flavor. In addition, it's gonna be kind of sweet bread, roast, dark roast coffee. There you go. And you're gonna make the custard for me?
I'm gonna do the custard for you.
Go for it, girl.
I'll do the hard part.
Okay, yeah, I knew that the first team had to come in here at some point.
Okay, so here we have 9 whole eggs that we're gonna whisk together.
So it's not particularly rich, is it? Just 9 eggs.
Well, it does get pretty rich. So whisk that up.
All right. Get those yolks. And we
Okay.
seem to have a fair bit of condensed milk sitting here.
Yes, we have sweetened condensed milk, and this is a 14-ounce can.
So that'll add a lot of sweetness. So if we did,
Yes, so
whoa,
we're not
look at that.
add-
Oh yeah.
Then it calls for 1 can evaporated milk,
Oh okay.
and this is a 12-ounce can.
I suppose you could
Okay.
make it with cream if you wanted, right? If put some sugar, extra
Or
sugar
milk.
in it. Yeah.
Or milk if you don't want it as rich. Okay, and then finally we have a teaspoon of vanilla extract again.
Oh, I can smell it. Actually,
Okay.
I wish you were here in smell-o-vision because the bakery smells are just wafting out here and it's driving me totally nuts.
That's how we lure people here.
You really? People could smell the bakery and they just come from miles around?
Oh yes.
There are malasadas over there, there's cupcakes, there's just all sorts of good things. All right,
Okay.
I can do that part.
Okay, pour it.
If you won't promise not to scold me the whole
Okay.
time. Okay.
I'll be nice. Just pour it right over.
I'm trying to pour it
Evenly.
evenly. I'm doing my best to be even. There's a whole lot of it. It looks like
Oh
it
yes,
did-
and it's gonna soak it up.
Wow.
Okay, very good.
Wow.
Yeah, just kind of tap it in there. Let it soak it all in before you stick it into the oven.
We
That's right.
happen to have one already baked, right?
Already made.
It won't be my fine work, but I'm sure it'll be great anyway. Okay, well, let's go. You want to do the professional cutting thing?
Okay.
This deep brown color, is that the coffee we put in originally, or did you do something to this one?
Well, actually what we did is once it comes out of the oven and it's cooled, we dusted it with cocoa powder.
You start out with something good, which is the sweetbread, and then, oh, look at that. It's got custard, it's got coffee, and I get whipped cream too, right?
And
oh, look at this. Very professional. I like that. Forks at the ready. Here we go. Nice sweetbread, custard, coffee. Well, that's actually really nice. It's got a sweetbread pudding and got that little touch of coffee in there. Kind of hiding in the background. Got the cocoa powder, got the whipped cream. How could you go wrong? Right? At the southernmost bakery in the United States.
that's right.
There you go. We can call it Southern food if we want.
This Fast Kind tip is sponsored by Hawaiian Airlines.
The grinder has a major part to play in the quality of the coffee that you come out with. $35, you can get a little hand grinder that works just fine. They have blade grinders. That doesn't do a real good job grinding, and you can spend about $80, you can get a nice burr grinder. It does a very nice job of getting the coffee grinds all about the same size, which means you're going to get a much more even extraction. You do all the grinding all the same size, and you get a nice, even, mellow brew.
To us, it's not about the sea. It's about who's in it. Every day, Hawaii flies with us.
If you want to know where to eat right now, pick up Honolulu Magazine and check out our monthly dining coverage, including our All-Island Restaurant Guide and our annual list of Polyina Award winners. For even more dining, go online to honolulumagazine.com or download our free iPhone app. Honolulu Magazine is the only resource you need for dining.
We're here downtown Honolulu at Beach Bum Cafe, where it's morning. So Dennis, meet my friend Dennis McCoy, and he uses all estate-grown Hawaii coffee. And two, he's got about 100 different ways to make coffee. So Dennis, do your stuff.
I have this really great Kona coffee. It's called Aloha Honey Kona. It's from Aloha Farms, and the honey has to do with the way it's processed. They dry it with the mucilage on the bean, and it enhances the sweetness of the coffee.
All right, because there is a lot of sweetness in that little...
In the mucilage, yeah. So it's almost all sugar. It does definitely enhance the sweetness when they do the drying that way. It really makes a pretty dramatic difference in the flavor.
Sun drying especially.
Especially, yeah.
So how much...
And it can take 8 to 10 days of drying.
Oh, no kidding. So it is labor intensive.
Yeah.
It takes a while. Now, how much coffee per cup of coffee do you use?
I use a ratio of 16 to 1. What I'll do now is put the top chamber on loosely. This chain is going to lay on the bottom. That chain serves a function of removing some of the heat from the glass. It helps protect from glass shattering. I'm going to push it down there, and what that's going to do is increase the pressure in the globe.
Oh, here it comes.
Yep, the hot water is being forced up the tube right now.
Much like science lab.
We got the bubbles going here. So right now, I'll put the coffee in the top. I'll give it a stir. Yeah.
All right, here we go. Here we go. You turn off the heat.
Turn off the heat. This is actually not being drawn down by gravity. It's actually being drawn down by vacuum.
Yeah, this is just fascinating. I'm sitting here mesmerized by the coffee. Come on, coffee. Now, could somebody get one of these at home?
Absolutely. They work great at home. At nighttime with some friends and having dessert. It's a very nice effect to put these out on the table. And there's the bubbles of the air being pulled through, and you can see, yeah, the top of the coffee doesn't even look wet anymore. This is ready to be served. And here you are, a nice cup of honey Kona brewed in a vacuum pot.
Oh, now that looks like a cup of coffee. Oh, very wine.
You know, John, with good coffee, you don't need to add cream and sugar. There should be almost no bitterness. You might get a little lemony flavor, which is different from bitter. That's from the acidity.
Well, there's the lemon at the end. Yeah, it's very bright.
It's a lemon finish, yes.
As they say. Right. Beautiful cup of coffee. All right. I love your map up here, which reminds us that although we're drinking Kona, there's coffee all over Hawaii.
It's really funny. People come in here, I'll mention that I sell only Hawaiian coffee. They go, oh, you only have Kona. So I have to explain, well, there's coffee from all these different islands, and you know, there's coffee grown on Kauai. In fact, it's one of the largest coffee farms in the world. There's 7 or 8 other coffees that are grown in Hawaii, and some of them are grown in the Kona region that they can't call it Kona because it's not of the variety Typica. Only the Typica can be called Kona if it's grown, and only if it's grown in the Kona region.
I did not know you had to grow Typica. I just thought if you grew in Kona, you had Kona coffee.
Right.
No. Yeah, we were up at Waiona Meadows, which is about 2,500, 3,000 feet.
Yeah.
And their coffee matures so slowly, they're still picking in the summertime.
That's right. That's one of the best Kona coffees you can buy.
I should have picked you some. I was up there picking. It's just picking turns out to be a slower process than I thought, right?
It is, especially for people like you and me.
Yeah, right. Yeah. The pros were a little faster, I have to admit.
They fill a basket in a few minutes. One of the things that we try to do at Beach Cafe is to get as many of these really specialty little coffee farms as we can and bring their coffees in.
Yeah, I'm reading your board.
Yeah.
You know, it's where the farm is, how you roasted it.
Right.
Know.
The roast level, yeah.
So we got Oahu, Molokai, and Maui today.
Hawaii farming in general, is very sustainable type of farming. The farmers really care about what they're doing. They care about their land, they care about their crops, and I think it's the best coffee you can buy.
Now, you see a pretty bright future for Hawaiian coffee.
I see a very bright future. I mean, coffee from Hawaii right now is gaining recognition around the world as being some of the best there is. We have Pete Licata, took second in an international coffee contest with using an all-Hawaiian espresso. That says a lot for not just his talents, which he is very talented, but the coffee, the taste has to be there in order to win those contests. And it's the first time an all-Hawaiian coffee has ever taken any kind of placing like that. So,
how do you make coffee at home, then? Do you use that vacuum thing?
I don't use the vacuum pot so much at home. It's nice and showy for the shop, but it does brew a nice cup of coffee. But typically when I'm at home, I like to use the sock pot. It's a cotton flannel filter that's used for this. And basically you just grind the coffee, put it on the inside there, and then do a slow pour over. The oils give body to the coffee. Letting some of the oils come through, add some body, but if there's too much oil in the coffee, you miss all those nice floral high tones of the coffee. So this is a good balance. It lets some of the oil come through for body, but you still get those floral tones.
Okay. This is a very big, cool-looking French press.
This one, you get all of the oil from the coffee. So this one, you get more of the like chocolatey flavors, the darker, heavier tones in the coffee, but a lot of body. And you also get a lot of sediment too. So it has.
Yeah, I've done that.
It's a little pasty, you know. So you might want to leave a little bit in the bottom of the cup so you don't get a mouthful of mud. But.
Well, you know what? It's really a pleasure to be able to just come downtown and have somebody so focused on Hawaii coffees, right? You know, this is not your fast cup of coffee. It's kind of slow food, as it were.
It's slow food. It's good food. It's local. You know, we're supporting the local farmers here. We're helping the environment by reducing the amount of waste and fuel that's being used to ship stuff from the mainland. And it's just the right thing to do is to buy Hawaiian coffee when you're here. It's good for the economy, good for the soul.
Good for the soul, and good in the cup, right?
Good in the cup.
Yeah, we were at the farm with Pete, but I got to go over and congratulate him. So thank you very much for this, Dennis. It's good
tell
to
him I
see
said
you.
hello.
I will do that.
Thank you very much.
Oh, this was fun. This was fun, especially the Maui. That was really good, right. But thanks for the cup of coffee because I am now awake.
All right.
This Fast Kind tip is sponsored by Hawaiian Airlines.
There's different ways to make a cappuccino. The main way to make a cappuccino is to make sure that you have enough foam on top.
Okay.
The temperature is very, very important. Our texture of our milk, once we're done, should look kind of like wet paint. It doesn't have any big bubbles that you think of when you think of foamy milk. Yeah. And big bubbles can come from heating the milk too hot or just improper technique.
Got it.
So when we have it, we have our crema on our espresso in our cup.
Yeah.
Right? And then we're going to pour our milk in very carefully, and we're going to make a little bit of latte art on top of that.
Oh, look at this. Look at this.
right?
A leaf. How nice.
To us, it's not about the sea. It's about who's in it. Every day, Hawaii flies with us.
Visit HonoluluMagazine.com today to enter to win a trip for two to any Hawaiian Airlines international destination. You're watching Biting Commentary.
I need a cup of coffee, and not just any cup of coffee, because I'm going to get it from the #1 barista in the United States, Pete Licata, Honolulu Coffee Company, and I'm not kidding. He just won the United States Barista Championship. Now,
right.
What is this?
That is a tamper.
A tamper.
Yes.
Don't tamper with it?
That's right. A tamper is used by a coffee professional to make espresso.
Oh,
This is a tamper as
to
well.
pack down the beans?
That's right. Pack down the coffee grounds.
All right.
For espresso.
You know, I've made coffee in every conceivable way, but I have never made a cappuccino.
Really?
Yeah, never. You gonna
right.
show me how?
Sure. Yeah. Let's do that, but let's make it a little bit more interesting. Make it a little bit more fun.
More fun?
Yeah.
More fun. We're talking
I
syrups.
love spices.
All right. So, do we switch sides here?
Yeah. You know, let's do this. So let's start off first by getting our cup ready. How about that?
All right. We'll
Okay.
need a cup. We'll
need a cup. And one of the things I like to do, it like adds a lot of flavor and a little sweetness, really easy, is a simple syrup. So this is a simple syrup that I did with cinnamon, and give it a taste.
Good.
It's pretty amazing.
All right. Let me smell it. Oh yeah, cinnamon,
Right?
spice, everything
It's
nice.
really
All
easy,
right.
really easy to make. Let's
just
make it
go
sweet.
for it.
All right.
Let's go for it.
So we're just gonna pour a bit in there.
Whoa.
That's
plenty.
You think that's sweet enough? Yeah. And we're gonna put our espresso shots
Right
into
in the
this.
cinnamon?
Into this. Yeah, and it'll mix up when we put the milk in. Right. First
need
thing we need is coffee. Right.
Okay. I see the tamper.
You look very confused.
I need a thingy.
You need a portafilter.
I do. Is that what that's called?
So yes.
Okay.
Now we're gonna turn it on.
Wait a minute.
And you're gonna pull this forward, all the way forward and all the way back, right?
Okay.
And it's gonna grind lots of coffee for us. So we got plenty of coffee there. And now we need to
Scoot it?
We need to smooth it around. We need to fill in the gaps, right?
Okay.
We're not gonna have enough coffee in there.
Not enough?
That's gonna be a bad shot of coffee.
It looks like plenty to me.
Okay. I'll
You
take your
know.
word for it. We'll see how it goes.
I may be wrong.
Now you set it down on the counter,
Got it?
make a nice stable base, and then you're gonna press down, straight down, pop your elbow up. There we go. Keep your wrist straight.
All right.
Okay.
Not enough coffee, huh?
It's a little low. So before we put it in, we're gonna clean it off, right? Clean off all that stuff. Okay.
All right.
Lock it in there,
And
and
then-
pull it across once it locks
Oh,
in.
genius work.
Right?
Genius work.
Okay, so start
I
it
got
right
my
up.
cinnamon syrup.
Push our button.
I don't see anything coming out.
Oh,
here we
A
go.
little fast.
A little
Yeah.
fast.
Fast. All right. Well, while this is happening,
Oh, I
on one of
gotta
these
steam
lovely
the milk.
machines, we need to steam the milk, right?
Now that one is particularly beautiful because it has, as they say, a nice crema on it. All right.
All right, so pull that guy out.
I want it hot, almost too hot to touch,
Yeah.
right?
So pull it all the way down. All right, now, so we want to be careful with this. We want it to stir around in there and just barely break the surface. All right?
Because we want the consistency of white paint.
Right. We don't want to scald it though, so that's why we want it to stir around in
Oh,
there.
it's getting hot, man.
Yeah, I would probably turn it off pretty soon then.
All right.
Okay.
Now, I take this.
We do one thing before we do that too. We clean.
Oh, we clean.
Well, let's help this out here. So I got a little chocolate powder.
Oh, chocolate now. Chocolate
Man, yeah, I told
cinnamon.
you we're gonna make this fun, man.
All right.
Give it a little, just a little something on there. So,
All right.
I'll help you out.
You're going to help me out.
Yep, come on
Okay.
over here, come on
All
over
right.
here.
All right.
We're gonna swirl this around. This is gonna smooth out the foam. I want you to pour nice and steady, right? A little closer to the actual cup. Just wave it back and forth. Little smoother, little smoother.
Well, somebody else is grabbing
And-
onto my...
Yeah.
One of the most beautiful
You
cappuccinos
just
I've
made, I think this is one of those galaxies that I seen the Hubble take.
I know,
pictures
this
of.
is my
It
astronomical cappuccino.
looks beautiful though.
It is. It's exquisite, really, when you think about it.
Yeah.
I'll tell you what, now that we have coffee, why don't we go taste my creme brulee?
That sounds like a good idea.
All right. All right, here we go.
Okay.
Hey, you made that one. Tell you what, I'll trade you.
You know, yours looks pretty tasty. I'll go ahead and take yours. See if we can tell a difference.
You know, I hate to hear it. You know, actually my favorite coffee flavor is coffee. Right?
Wow.
You know, because coffee is a flavor, as a matter of fact. Here we go.
This one, interested to see what this tastes like. It looks kind of,
Well, yours is
questionable.
actually good. Yours is actually good. What do you think?
not entirely sure what to say about that.
Okay, that seems fair. That seems fair.
It was a good effort. It was a good
know,
effort.
it's my first one. It's my first one.
Okay.
And compared to yours, it looks terrible, right? So I hope it tastes better than it looks. Now, we've been to the farm.
Yep.
We've taken this coffee all the way from Kona to here, and we've made a chocolate cinnamon cappuccino. There
More
you
or
go.
less, yeah.
It's been a great journey.
Yeah,
And it's
there you go.
thank you for coming along with us. Give me an it's been fun.
No, it's been fun.
Well, now we've done sweets, we've done coffee drinks, but the book even has savory coffee recipes, so there's plenty of uses for Kona Coffee. This is John Heckathorn for Biting Commentary.
I guess it's kind of growing on me a little.
Yeah,
It's getting
terrible.
I didn't want to tell anybody.
Mahalo to our sponsors.